All right, Chad. Let's talk about Bobby Smurda. So Bobby Smurda has joined the brigade of let's blame Jay-Z for my downfalls. So Bobby Smurda wrote a long essay on Instagram. Y'all can look it up. I'm not even gonna waste my time reading that word salad. So essentially, what Bobby Smurda said, he used a clip of Jeezy talking about when they were going to release a video for a song that Jay Z and Jeezy did. I can't remember the name of the song. So they were supposed to set it up and do this video. Jeezy's telling an interview, and because Bobby Smurda's song came out, they decided not to do it. And Jay Z was like, "Let him have his moment," you know. And Bobby, when he picked up his charges, had a lawyer by the name of Alex Shapiro, who happens to also be one of Jay Z's lawyers. According to Bobby, it was that Jay Z's lawyer that helped put him in jail, and not the fact that he was admitting to things in his lyrics. And the thing that Bobby failed to mention was that Jay Z was actually trying to work on a federal law to be passed that rap lyrics not be used against them in the court of law. And his lyrics was one of the ones that was used as the example for this bill. But Bobby has decided that hell, I ain't got nothing going on. Let me join the brigade of people that's blaming Jay Z for their downfalls. So because of this, Bobby believes that Jay Z was jealous of him and that he had his lawyer send him to jail. Never mind the fact that he was making confessions in his songs. So anyway, let's move on to Dame Dash. Can we get a video of Mr. Dame Dash, his teeth falling out? Y'all remember when Dame's Dash teeth fell out on live? Y'all don't act like it was just me that saw it. All right, so Dame Dash teeth fall out. The reason why we're talking about his teeth anyway, because Jay Z mentioned it in his freestyle. And so Dame got wind that Jay Z at the Roost picnic did a freestyle and mentioned the teeth falling out and how like Dame's fumbling of the bag is the reason for his downfall, but yet he's blaming Jay Z for it, and now he's probably also going to try to blame me for why his teeth is falling out. You know, just being sarcastic. Thank you for that check in, Sage. I appreciate you, boo. And so Dame responds to the freestyle is that the reason why Jay Z is on stage is because he's broke. Now, Unwind with Tasha K has been saying for a long time that Jay Z and Beyonce are running out of money and that they're having money troubles. And the thing about it is, they do live an expensive, extravagant lifestyle, and maybe he does need money, but I doubt that he's broke. Everybody could always use some extra cash, and so he he may have took a hit when he was trying to promote and get that casino to be a go in New York, and it was blocked and was stopped. So Dame Dash is saying that he feels bad for Jay Z because he has to be back on the stage at 50 years old, and that he messed up his money. And I'm just like, Dame, how can you, the man who filed for bankruptcy and is trying to hide money and act like we're broker than we are, was claiming I think he had like $5 in his bank account or something crazy when he was doing the bankruptcy, and then was frauding and on a ranch doing an interview and saying pretending like the ranch was his. Say that it's a shame that he has to be on the stage at 50. You shucking and driving just like he is. Those interviews, you're not doing those for free. You're doing those interviews because that's the only income you can stir up right now. You're blackballed from everything. He just got sued for a film situation. I forget all the details of it, but he had to pay someone because he, like, I think stole like um some film material or whatever. And now, so he's pretty much blackballed from making movies. He's blackballed from the music industry, and he just recently tried to create a label. Anybody who goes to Dame Dash Records is a fool. That man's blackball, and it's a scam. So anyway, he's talking about it's a shame, that Jay Z has to go on the stage. It's a shame that your money ain't right, that you got teeth falling out on lives, and sitting here talking about Jay Z's breath always stink. So his response was that Jay Z's breath always stink, and that his breath always smelled like poop and cinnamon. And I'm just like, that's the only response you can give, is that Jay Z's breath smells like poop and cinnamon. We know whose breath stink. We know yours do, because you lost your fucking teeth. You didn't lose your teeth because they were healthy, and I'm sure your breath stink. But that's all you could offer up as a response to what he's saying. Like, minus the food line. Let's talk. I want him to talk about why he's really mad. Dame Dash is mad because what happened was, what the situation is. When Rockefeller broke up, Jay-Z offered to buy them out. He offered to buy each one of them, Biggs and him, out for $10 million. Dame took the money, Biggs took the money. Biggs took his money, did what he needed to do with his money, and he kept it moving. He never badmouthed Jay-Z, he just kept it moving. Dame, on the other hand, was very bitter about the split. He was hoping that Jay-Z would be his 50-year plan and that he would always be in business with Jay-Z. And because Jay-Z wanted out of business with him, he was very angry and very bitter. He took the 10 million bitterly. Now, don't get me wrong. Jay-Z did him dirty because he took the business and then sold it for $100 million. Pretty much cutting them out of a good chunk of money, life-changing money. And Dame felt is because they came up together, they was getting money together, they grinded to get to where they were together, that Jay-Z owed them to split that money if he knew there was a deal like that on the table. That was shady. But Dame likes to omit the fact that there was a bunch of women that they were both pursuing that Dame was getting at behind Jay-Z's back. Case in point, Aaliyah, that he constantly talks about being the love of his life, right next to the woman that he's with. And they were both trying to court Aaliyah, and he eventually won Aaliyah over, and she went with Dame. And so you can't think that when you do that kind of stuff, because they said that Jay-Z was talking to Aaliyah first. And he even said that. And then you go behind him and start talking to her. He's not going to treat you like a friend, because a friend wouldn't do that to a friend. And so he still, despite him doing that shady stuff, thinks that Jay-Z was supposed to look out for him for some reason. And what he's bitter about is that he begrudgingly took the $10 million because he was going through a divorce and he needed money. And so he fumbled his money, like Jay-Z said. And so now, ever since then, he blamed Jay-Z for everything and has nothing but bad things to say about Jay-Z. And he begrudgingly, when he saw that Jay-Z invited Jim Jones to the breakfast, to the Rock Nation brunch, and was starting to get back cool with Cameron and he apologized to Jay-Z and a bunch of other people, and nobody responded. And so he became even more bitter. And so that what we're seeing today is him just being upset and feeling rejected. But people have to realize this, and this, I'm gonna close it with this, that once you burn a bridge, you don't get a chance to burn it again with some people. Some people will keep letting you burn the bridge and give you chance every chance. Some people, they want and done with you, and that's what it was with Jay-Z. For me, I feel like he realized, you know, Dame was a liability, because a lot of people didn't want to work with Jay-Z because he was connected to Dame. And I think people got into his ear and was like, look, we want to do business with you, but we don't want to do business with Dame, because Dame would do the most obnoxious things, like going into executives' offices and yelling and screaming in their faces and making allegations and threats. And people got tired of dealing with him. And it's all documented. I'm not making this up. You can see it online on YouTube. Dame Dash going into offices, cussing people out in their buildings, and just being a nuisance and just letting his nuts hang and being just to prove that he's a boss. And so that's why he's blackballed. And now everything's Jay Z's fault. He even blames Jay Z for why he's blackballed. And it's like, it's not Jay Z's fault. He never accepts accountability, Dame. And he doesn't understand that it's his behaviors that rub people the wrong way, not Jay Z cutting ties with you and bad mouthing you. Now, Jay Z might have done that because that's what Drake is alleging. Drake is saying that Jay Z was a part of orchestrating the sabotage of him through the Kendrick beef. And it's like, it could be true, but it's really far fetched. Like, you just lost. Like the Kendrick beef, Drake, you just lost. But anyway, y'all, make sure you like, subscribe, make sure you leave 5-star rating, and y'all have a good night.